What's up, dummy? So I was just on YouTube and I saw this video. It says 5 most disturbing YouTube rabbit holes. Now, if you don't know what a YouTube rabbit hole is, it's basically like something that looks normal at first, but then you dive deeper into it and it gets scarier and scarier and creepier and creepier. We're about to watch some of the most disturbing things found on YouTube. This thumbnail looks creepy. There's a picture of a girl, like a Chinese girl. There's a picture, a creepy picture, a bunch of weird comments. Let's check this out. 2 million views. This is gonna be good. Anuncio.
Back in 2019, a user named Raul made a disturbing post that would go on to be shared over 20,000 times and receive tens of thousands of likes and reactions.
Okay.
The post was originally made in Spanish, so you'll have to bear with me if the translation isn't perfect, but hopefully you'll get the main idea. The post was titled Anuncio Inteligente, which translates from Spanish to smart ad, and it read, "Something super strange just happened to me. I was watching YouTube videos on my smart TV when suddenly an ad appeared, as usually happens on YouTube.
Okay.
I was about to skip it when I suddenly saw this ad lasted more than 5 hours.
What?
I was really surprised and told my dad to come so he could see how long it lasted. I took a picture while I waited for my dad to arrive. The girl in the ad kept on talking, and when my dad arrived, she turned her gaze toward him. Even my dad jokingly said that she was watching him. My dad and I stood in front of the TV, the girl fell silent, and we felt like she was looking at both of us."
What? This guy, okay, I'm not gonna pause the video anymore, but this guy said he was watching YouTube and a 5-hour ad popped up randomly, and this girl was just talking. So he invited his dad in the room, and then she started looking at his dad, and she stopped talking. That is so creepy, bro. What the hell?
Kept thinking it was impossible for her to see us. It wasn't a video call or anything like that.
Right.
It was just a simple YouTube ad.
Yeah, there's no way.
It was simply impossible for her to see us. We laughed at how silly it all sounded. The girl kept on talking, but suddenly she got closer to the screen and we started to feel a bit scared and uncomfortable.
What?
My dad wanted to test if she was watching us, so he said the word Changa a few times. And that's when the unthinkable happened. The Asian girl said Changa.
No!
At that moment, we got scared and I looked for the remote to skip the ad.
What? This is a 5-hour and 47-second ad of this Chinese girl just looking. See, I don't like China, okay? I'm not like rude against Chinese people. There's just something about China I don't like. I will never step foot in China, and this is another reason why. This just adds to my ever-growing list. But dude, 5-hour ad, this girl's just staring at them in the ad, not even selling anything, not even like saying, oh, go download this game or whatever. She's just looking at you. And then the dad says, Changa, Changa, Changa. And the girl in the ad says, Changa. She's watching them through the TV, dude.
My dad and I decided that we were very tired. It had been a long and tiring day, but we still couldn't ignore what had happened, so we turned off the TV. My questions are, what the heck just happened? Do TVs have cameras? If so, then I think it's possible for them to watch you. And lastly, was YouTube hacked? This incident scared both my dad and me. It
could have been hacked.
If anyone has gone through something like this, I'd like to hear your story. This was mine.
Oh my God.
Although the original post has since been deleted, it's been reposted a few times by Mexican broadcasting networks on Facebook, which has allowed a few YouTubers and Redditors to keep the story alive for 5 years as of the uploading of this video. From the moment it was uploaded, the post received pretty much every kind of reaction you can imagine, from those who called Raul out for lying on the internet to get attention, to those who claimed they had been through something similar, and everything in between. As for whether the post was real or not, 5 years after the original upload, it's still anyone's guess. I mean, it's not uncommon for people to place 2 to 3 hour long ads on YouTube. As for how effective these ads are at converting viewers into buyers, I can't really say, but the fact remains that it's technically possible Raul really did see a 5 hour long YouTube ad back in 2019.
For a steak?
One thing that many Reddit users are quick to point out, however, is that YouTube ads need to be uploaded in a specific format to be accepted and rolled out by the platform.
Okay.
And it goes without saying that a 5 hour long live call where the creator of the ad spies on the viewer and interacts with them would violate pretty much every single law and regulation out there. Still, that in itself is probably not enough information to officially label Raul's post as fake, as he was apparently not the only person who complained about this kind of thing happening to him that year.
Other people had it happen to them?
Through my research, I found several Redditors who pointed out that they had seen similar posts by other users on Reddit crop up sporadically in 2019, where people claimed they had been shown an unusually long ad that appeared to interact with them in real time.
So, this guy wasn't the only person that had a very weird, like, spying on them ad happen on YouTube.
If the allegations are true, it's possible that what happened to Raul could have been a part of a massive hacking epidemic targeting smart TVs rather than YouTube itself, which the hacking of smart TVs isn't that uncommon.
Bro, so instead of like this being a normal ad, somebody like that girl possibly hacked into his smart TV and played her ad so she can spy. Oh my God.
It's actually not that hard for a hacker to gain access to your smart TV's microphone and camera through certain malware, which is why if you look deep enough online, you'll find literally hundreds of complaints by users who claimed they were spied on through their smart TVs.
What?
Disturbingly, some users have even mentioned that hackers have blackmailed them through their smart TV, threatening to expose private footage of them to the world if they don't comply with their demands.
What?
But coming back to this smart ad story, this also doesn't necessarily mean that the post was real, and to this day, hundreds of Redditors have assumed that Raul was probably just straight up lying for clicks and attention.
I don't think he's lying.
Because the post and so many of the original comments have been deleted, we'll likely never know.
So he deleted his post, which is weird. But I honestly believe this. Why would somebody make up a post saying that there was this girl talking to them through an ad? And like, I don't know why you'd make that up. It's not like he's getting paid for this. So maybe if he was getting paid to lie, then yeah. But why would someone just lie for fun? Like, come on, that is creepy as hell. I don't like that woman. I am scared of smart TVs now. All right, let's see the next one. Do what?
Portishead is a trip-hop band from Bristol, UK that was formed back in the 90s. Some of their music videos on YouTube have gone pretty viral, with one of them even getting close to 40 million views since it was uploaded in 2016.
This is a band.
But over the years, there's been one particular music video that's become the subject of a ton of speculation and drama on YouTube and Reddit, and probably not for the reasons you might think. The music video in question is for the song titled Only You, and at first glance, there's nothing too different than what you'd probably expect from a band of this genre. But if you scroll down far enough into the comments section, you'll find something a little strange. A user named Do What made thousands upon thousands of comments on this single video over several months, starting in December 2018. Sometimes Do What would comment hundreds of times in a single day. What immediately comes off as weird is that most of the user's comments appear to be random, angry rants directed toward a particular person or group of people. Sometimes it even looks like he's having a long, drawn-out conversation with himself through a YouTube comment section. I can't include some of the comments because they get pretty explicit, but you can probably get the idea just by looking at a few of them. One of them reads, "Heaven, yeah sure, and yet you still left me here. Well, you won't be going back, and I sure as hell won't take you there."
Who is this guy talking to? This Do What guy has posted thousands of comments.
Another one reads, "Nothing you say or have said means a damn thing when you spoiled evil demons live the way you do, period."
Who is this guy talking to, bro? This is creepy. I've never heard of a case where somebody's just commenting on a random YouTube video over and over and over the span of years. What?
At first, none of the comments seemed to make any sense, but after reading a lot of them, I realized there was a pattern. Although a lot of the angry rants are pretty vague, and a lot of them do what appears to be directing his or her anger toward the band and the music video itself, often claiming that the whole idea behind the songs and videos that made the band rich were stolen from Do What, who allegedly ended up getting no credit at all. Again, I can't include those due to the language, but some have suggested that this is the main reason why the user chose this particular video to dump thousands and thousands of angry comments on. As you can probably guess, a lot of people have tried to interact with Do What over the years, leading to some pretty disturbing conversations in which the commenter claims he's some sort of interdimensional being with the ability to speak to people on different timelines, or something like that. Even though most of his comments are pretty difficult to understand, in a few of them, Do What has repeatedly claimed to be a female, living in a homeless shelter, and to be receiving messages from some sort of godlike creature who is guiding her to save humanity from destruction, or something.
What?
Due to how often Do What was posting back in 2018 and 2019, many people have suggested that the only way it's possible for so many comments to be coming from a single account is if Do What was a bot. But others have claimed that because Do What has edited their comments, the bot theory might not be the answer. As hard as it is to believe, everything seems to point to the fact that every single one of these comments was written individually by a real person, which has made a lot of people suggest that the user might be suffering from a pretty severe mental illness.
Yeah, dude, commenting on the same YouTube video over and over with a bunch of random stuff, talking to yourself like, look at this. What the F is that? House, yes, babies, no. Bah, wah, wah, hell it is. Good luck proving that. I'm a chick, you know. Yeah, for 40 years of your lives already, why believe that one? What is this kid talking about?
Or was simply looking for attention online and willing to go to extreme lengths to get it.
There's no way this person commented all this to get attention online. There's way easier ways to get attention. Post a picture of you, like, you know, pouring milk all over your head. You'll get a ton of attention. Why would you go to a random YouTube video and comment a bunch of thousands and thousands of comments over the span of 5 and 10 years? There's something wrong with this person.
Why, we don't know. Other people have speculated that the whole Do What mess was perhaps the band Portishead's attempt to bring more attention to their music video through an alternate reality game or ARG. But because DoWhat started posting comments on the video more than 3 years after it was uploaded, this is pretty unlikely.
The music video was uploaded 9 years ago. The DoWhat person started commenting 5 years ago. Why would they wait? No, this is a deranged, crazy person who is talking to... What? Talking? Who's talking to themselves?
If this
in
was an
YouTube
ARG, then it's brilliant because obviously it did its job. After posting threads upon threads of aggressive, rambling comments, DoWhat's original account was taken down a few months later.
No!
In the comment section on Portishead's video, it didn't get any less strange after that. Shortly after DoWhat went quiet, other accounts started cropping up and posting a ton of angry comments in the same tone and style as DoWhat. But because most of them only posted 20 to 30 times in total, whereas DoWhat usually posted a few dozen times a day, it's likely that these new accounts were just copycats trying to get attention.
People are acting like
a couple of the newer accounts though, namely Tracy-PV5CL and MedWhatever5413 are suspected to belong to the original DoWhat. Still, after so many years and so many comments, it's unlikely we'll find a solid answer to what the purpose of all this is.
So this DoWhat person made another account when their account got deleted?
In 2015, a channel by the name of Obscure Horror Corner uploaded a series of videos featuring a playthrough of a horror game called Sad Satan that up until that point was never heard of before. The game itself is very strange, with a first-person character walking down dark, narrow hallways while some distorted audio plays in the background.
That does look like a creepy game.
At random points throughout the game, the player's screen gets invaded by random images, and overall it's a pretty dark and hard-to-understand game.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's creepy.
In the months following the original uploads, the videos started gaining quite a bit of popularity, until eventually the blog and gaming reviews website Kotaku decided to interview the owner of the Obscure Horror Corner channel. In the interview, the channel owner mentioned that he first came across the game when an anonymous user provided him with a download link, which had allegedly come from the dark web.
Okay.
Shortly after, the owner of the Obscure Horror Corner's YouTube channel provided the download link to the Sad Satan game in a Reddit thread. However, several Redditors immediately called him out for providing a fake link, after which he claimed he gave away a fake link because he didn't want to be responsible for the real game being played by anyone, as it supposedly contained some very violent, dark, illegal, and disturbing images. While this was all happening, an anonymous 4chan user claiming to be the guy who gave the original Sad Satan link to Obscure Horror Corner revealed what he claimed was the original download link on the post. Disturbingly, this version of the game was stuffed with illegal, graphic content, gruesome gore, and viruses that allegedly made people's computers behave oddly and eventually crash permanently.
What?
Unfortunately, many users fell into the trap and apparently messed up their computers beyond repair.
Somebody made a game that has gore and scary stuff and viruses that ruin your computer? Why would you even play that game?
After the two links were spread everywhere online, a lot of people were left wondering where the footage from Obscure Horror Corner's channel had even come from in the first place. The most widely accepted theory nowadays is that Obscure Horror Corner probably made the game himself to bring more attention to his channel, and that the 4chan user made a corrupted copy to distribute illegal graphic material and mess up people's computers for no reason.
That looks so creepy,
It goes without saying that the illegal images the 4chan user included in the corrupted version of the game could have easily come from the dark web, as they would quickly get taken down if they were posted anywhere on the surface web.
I'm never playing a game like that.
If you're going to go searching around the internet for more information on this rabbit hole, all I can say is whatever you do not click on any download links on random online forums.
Dude, what? I played a ton of creepy games on my gaming channel. If you don't know, I have a gaming channel. DJ Hates Games. I play games all the time on that channel. I played a lot of scary games, but I am not touching that game. That's creepy.
February 15, 1996.
What is this?
Back in the 90s, an American company named Space Systems Loral built a state-of-the-art telecommunications satellite named Intelsat 708, which contained some pretty sophisticated and sensitive communications and encryption technology.
Okay.
After it was built, the satellite was transported to China to be launched in 1996.
China, of course.
During the launch preparations, it was agreed between the US and Chinese governments that Intelsat 708 would be launched into orbit from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center using China's Long March 3B launch vehicle, which was one of the world's most powerful rockets back then.
Okay.
It was also agreed that the launch would be broadcast live in the US. Just a little before 3 a.m. on February 15th, 1996, the satellite was launched, and what happened next was nothing short of a tragedy.
How is this?
Just 2 seconds after the launch, the satellite started veering horizontally, taking a completely different trajectory than it was supposed to.
Oh man.
A few seconds later, the rocket crashed in a residential area where many of the launch center's employees and other civilians lived.
Oh my gosh.
Shockingly, the crash caused an explosion that was reported to be equivalent to around 50 tons of TNT. Immediately, the
What?
Chinese military and members of the L'Oreal security team were deployed to the crash site, and this is where things started to get a little weird.
What?
According to eyewitnesses, the Chinese military roped off the area immediately and didn't allow any Americans to approach the site until much later.
Huh?
In the aftermath of the crash, official figures in Chinese newspapers alleged that despite the massive explosion, only 6 people had died and 57 had been wounded, claiming that the death toll had been pretty limited because most of the people had been evacuated from the area before the launch. Still, based on the sheer amount of destruction, this death toll has always seemed unlikely to the US government, which suspected the Chinese military of cleaning out the crash site to hide the true death toll and to recover the satellite's sensitive encryption and communications technology. After American members of the L'Oreal security team were finally allowed to comb the crash site, many of them returned home complaining of bulging eyes and splitting headaches caused by the toxic fumes released by the explosion.
Wow.
Despite the large-scale impact of these events, it's one of the lesser-known tragedies, likely due to the massive cover-up by the Chinese government.
Yeah, why have I never heard about this? There was a rocket launch that happened between the US and China back then in like 1996. It veered off course and crashed into a bunch of people's houses. How have I never heard
One of the
about
only
this?
recordings left of it was uploaded to YouTube by a user named FredV and has received only around 170,000 views since 2019. In the video, you can see the crazy amount of destruction caused by the crash in the village of Malin, with both American and Chinese voices narrating the damage. Strangely, at the end of the footage, the entire video takes a weird turn where you can see a clip of a woman who says her name is Janet Ship, and that in order to help her viewers prepare for their trip to China, she's going to ask a few simple multiple choice questions.
Hello, my name is Janet Ship.
Okay, this is creepy already. I don't know why the hell this is creeping me out, but it is. Oh God.
In order to prepare you for your trip to China, we would like you to take this simple multiple choice quiz. Remember, there is only one correct answer for each question. Ready? Here we go.
What?
This is a picture of A creature
Deer.
found in nearby hills. B, dinner. C, a Hughes technician.
What?
These guys should score a point in horseshoes. A, in 30 to 40 minutes. B, when Mabuhay launches.
I searched pretty deep, but there doesn't seem to be any explanation online for the quiz at the end of the crash video.
Yeah, what?
It's all just a really weird combination of clips. I mean, it's pretty jarring to have such a shocking video end with a woman asking weird questions with happy music in the background, and your guess is as good as mine as to what the last part of this video is even about.
What?
Unfortunately, the comments were turned off for this video, and
my
not a lot of
gosh.
people know about it in the first place, so who knows if we'll ever find out why the video ends like that.
That's so weird. So this guy uploaded a video. Somebody named Fred V uploaded a video of that plane or the rocket crashing, and then at the end of the video, this lady pops up and starts asking you questions. What the hell? This has to be some sort of like Chinese government conspiracy that the Chinese government's covering up. Oh my gosh. See, this is why I don't like China, bro. I mentioned this before. I'm never going to China, dude. My God.
00390.
Oh my God.
00390 is an extremely strange YouTube channel that's been up since 2015.
I think I've seen this
Even
channel
the description
before.
in the channel's About section is a little unusual. The text is written in both English and Italian, and
This
it reads,
is creepy.
"Do not subscribe,
This is
you
creepy.
bother me. Do
I'm
not
happy
offer
this
me
is
money
here.
for
I need to see this.
affiliation or visualization or other. I am not interested. At best, offer me some typical food of your country."
What?
Below this text, there's another phrase that translates roughly from Italian to, "I like cold girls, but alive." Despite the
What?
owner's efforts to scare away subscribers, 00390 has over 50,000 subs as of 2024, and that number's
Wow.
probably only going to keep growing if he continues to upload disturbing, attention-grabbing content as he has up until now. The videos on the channel range from strange experimental art videos to first-person footage of a cameraman following women on the street to disturbing images of women being held hostages while creepy audio plays in the
Okay,
background
bro,
to
what is
gross
that?
cooking videos. Due to the creepy nature of so many of the uploaders' videos, many viewers have come together online to try to find an explanation for the channel, which has resulted in some pretty wild theories being spread all over the internet. According to one of the most popular ones, the channel's owner is a suspected serial kidnapper who drives around the street looking for potential victims, which would explain why there are dozens of videos on the channel where he appears to record women on the streets against their will, with some of them
That's
looking
weird.
visibly frightened at the guy. Based on what I
guy's a
found, there
weirdo.
isn't really a solid conclusion for the channel's meaning. It's possible that this is just the product of an
What the
artist
hell is
expressing
that?
himself with some
What
sort
the
of
hell is
ARG
that,
attempt. Or that there's
What the
really
hell
something
is
more
that?
disturbing.
I didn't know YouTube was this creepy, bro. That was pretty creepy. What's up, dummies? So I was just on YouTube and I saw this video. It said 4 most disturbing moments caught on live streams. So we're gonna see disturbing ass live streams. This is gonna be insane. This video has 1 million views, so people are really messing with it. Let's check this out. Try not to get scared.
In December of 2022,
Okay, here we
the
are.
authorities in Northern Ireland came across a bizarre crime scene where the most likely suspect was somehow in 2 places at once.
What?
It all started on the 18th of December when Irish YouTuber VoteSaxon07,
Saxon,
whose real
a
identity is
YouTuber.
33-year-old Stephen McCullen, live-streamed himself playing GTA Vice City. The
Okay.
stream started at around 6 p.m. and Stephen
Playing
stayed
Grand
live
Theft
for
Auto?
about 6 hours, till midnight. The stream itself was quite unremarkable, with Stephen playing the game mostly in silence,
Okay.
broken by his occasional commentary. Unfortunately, while he was streaming comfortably in his home, his 32-year-old girlfriend, Natalie McNally, was going through something downright horrific.
What?
Stephen, however, was completely unaware of this and promptly went to sleep after ending the stream. The next day, he woke up to a barrage of calls and messages regarding Natalie. She was apparently at her parents' house the night before to watch the World Cup finale. The match ended at around 6 p.m. and Natalie went back to her home shortly after, which wasn't too far away. She lived alone in Northern Ireland with her 2 cats and a dog. However, the next day, no one could get through to Natalie. She didn't show up to work and wasn't picking up her phone either. At the time, she was also 15 weeks pregnant with Stephen's child. So when she went silent, her friends and family grew worried, fearing she was facing some health concerns. After learning about her absence and waiting a few hours for a response, Stephen went to her home, which was about 20 minutes away from his home in Lisburn. Unfortunately, he was too late. When Stephen arrived at Natalie's home, the door was wide open. Inside, he found her lifeless on the floor.
Bro,
She
hell
had been
no.
killed.
Detectives from the Major Investigation Team have now launched a murder investigation following the death of Natalie McNally in Lurgan.
What?
This follows the results.
So he
of
was
the
live
postmortem.
streaming whole time his wife was
The
getting
32-year-old died a violent death, having been stabbed a number of times, and there are signs of defensive injuries.
Post-mortem reports showed that she was killed on the night of December 18th, not long after she came back from her parents' home. However, investigators did not find any evidence of a forced entry into her home. This, combined with the fact that Stephen was the one who reported her death to the police, made him the lead suspect in her murder investigation.
Right.
And he was arrested shortly after.
He got arrested for her murder, but he was literally live streaming. They better check the live stream.
However, this arrest didn't last long, because as the authorities quickly found out, Stephen had a strong alibi. According to the post-mortem report, Natalie was killed during the same time Stephen was live streaming from
That's
his home.
crazy. He had no idea. He's just playing live stream. Merry Christmas live stream. Playing a video game late at night. He must have just got off work playing a video game. Whole time he has no idea his girlfriend's being killed.
Investigators looked through Natalie's phone and found the last text Stephen sent to her at 5:57 p.m., which read, "Right, I'm off to stream the night away. Wish me luck." To which
Damn.
Natalie replied, "I might have a peek at your live stream later." This was enough to clear Stephen's name from any wrongdoing, but it left investigators with no clear direction on where to look next.
So who
Stephen
even
did
killed
give
her?
them the name of someone he suspected. However, investigating that person didn't lead to any breakthrough in the case either, and the name of this person was never made public for this reason. Luckily, detectives found CCTV footage a few days later showing a man dressed in dark clothes and white shoes heading towards Natalie's home at 8:52 p.m. And then the same person going back about 40 minutes later. Given his timing, investigators determined that this was the killer. Shockingly, he had the same height and build as Stephen. This put him on the radar once again, but it also raised a valid question. If Stephen was the perpetrator, how could he be in 2 places at the same time?
Yeah, bro, he's
Without
live
any other
streaming.
option, the authorities put a £20,000 reward for information regarding the killer and
Yo.
continued investigating.
What if he made a fake live stream? You know how people on YouTube do like these live streams where they pre-record and act like they're live streaming? What if he made a fake live stream to basically be like, oh, how could I kill my wife if I was live streaming? But he made one of these fake live streams that loops. Oh my God.
They also feared that by the time they started this investigation, the killer could have easily fled to any of the neighboring countries. In
Right.
the meantime, Natalie's case had become national news, resulting in multiple memorials around the country.
Damn,
This
rest in
put even more
peace.
pressure on the investigators to find the killer as quickly as possible. They made several arrests and even seized the suspect's car. Investigators also found the weapon the killer used on the 5th of January 2023, which was a knife from her own home. However, none of these developments brought them any closer to identifying the killer.
They have no proof?
That is until January 31st when they arrested Steven again, but this time with solid evidence.
Huh?
As it turns out, the only thing keeping him out of suspicion, the live stream, was completely fake. The whole thing was pre-recorded and broadcasted to simply look like a live stream. After his arrest, investigators went through his computer and found the original recording, which was made on the 14th of December, 4 days before the incident. They also found a taxi driver who described picking up someone matching Steven's profile near the murder at 9:30 p.m. and then dropping this person near Steven's house. Most importantly, according to the taxi driver, this passenger had forgotten his wallet at home, so he quickly ran inside his house to get the money. And as expected, he ran into Steven's home. All this evidence left no doubt in the fact that Steven was the one who went to Natalie's home to commit a predetermined crime. In hindsight, there were plenty of suspicious moments during the fake live stream that should have raised more alarms.
Oh,
For
damn.
starters, the stream was titled The Violent Night Christmas Live Gaming Stream. At
The Violent Night Christmas live game stream. This dude made his live stream named The Violent Night, and then he did something violent to us.
start of the stream, Steven also claimed that he was having technical issues with the streaming software, which he used as an excuse as to why he wouldn't be able to interact with the live chat.
Well, because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So,
He's
by all
lying.
means, talk amongst yourselves.
He's lying. He's saying he can't talk to chat because his streaming software is messed up, but whole time it's a pre-recorded video. That's why he can't talk to chat. Oh my God, this dude thought he had hella brains, but they're on to you.
This ensured that no one questioned why he wasn't talking with his viewers, which is essentially the whole point of doing a stream instead of posting a pre-recorded video. At the start of the stream, Steven made sure to repeatedly mention what day it was.
Hello to all on this glorious Sunday evening. Yeah, so I just thought, why not? I'm gonna do a live stream because this day next week is Christmas. So what more could you want for Christmas other than an evening with your own?
He keeps
pal
mentioning the
Steve?
date.
This was likely an effort to make his alibi stronger and to say, look, I was streaming the same night. I even mentioned the day at the beginning. On top of that, many moments in the stream also took on a far more disturbing meaning after the truth came out.
Oh, God.
Like him singing about killing someone in-game, which can also be interpreted as him cryptically talking about his girlfriend.
I need to kill it. I need to take her down. 'Cause I won't pass the mission if I don't get this guitar. Tra-la-la.
At another point during the stream, he makes a pun that sounds like Natalie's name and finds it unusually amusing.
Yeah, that's physics. That's what would happen in the real world. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The most creepy moment, however, was about halfway through the stream. While he was on break, suddenly the live stream back soon graphic switched with a poster of a James Bond movie called No Time to Die. Steven later claimed that this was an accident. He accidentally dropped his controller on the keypad, which made the strange graphic come up. But since we now know that the live stream was pre-recorded, Steven deliberately included this graphic at this point during the editing, likely alluding to the crime he was going to commit on that day. Wow. This theory becomes even more credible once you consider the fact that this movie poster came up at about 9:15 p.m., which perfectly aligns with the time he was at Natalie's house committing the brutal crime.
No.
That said, his clever schemes were derailed and he was—
What? He put that poster at 9:15 p.m. that night, basically right at the time that he killed. What?
Charged with murder. He was also refused bail. And at the time of writing, he's awaiting trial on May 6, 2025.
Oh my
Hopefully,
God.
Natalie and her family can get the justice they deserve.
Dude, he thought he was finna get away with it by making a fake live stream. I knew it. I literally mentioned, I think that he's gonna do a pre-recorded live. Oh my God, that's a crazy story.
On April 4th, 2020,
he could have got away with it.
Ernest Wilson went live on Facebook during a house party,
Okay.
without knowing that these were his final moments alive.
Oh.
Ernest was a 24-year-old warehouse worker living in Baltimore,
Okay.
Maryland.
Okay.
The only passion he had in life was for partying, playing board games, and turning
Okay.
them into drinking games.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the 2020 pandemic and the subsequent lockdown closed every public venue he frequented. So he decided to take matters in his own hands and came up with a solid plan. He would rent Airbnbs, host an invite-only party which he referred to as a game night with a fee to cover the expenses, and have a good time with his friends. These parties started off small but quickly grew in numbers as more and more people became aware of them. And on April 3rd, he went onto Facebook to plan another party that weekend, asking, "Should I do game nights again this weekend?" And, "We playing hide and seek at game night tonight?" After receiving enough confirmations, he decided to go ahead with the plans and announced a 2-day game night with free entry for girls and a $5 fee for the guys. Not long after this announcement, he also made a post about bringing uninvited people, stating, "Please don't show up with nobody I didn't personally invite if we didn't discuss it first. They're going to get left outside." Maybe he had experienced problems with uninvited guests at past events. Or maybe he simply wanted to know the exact number of attendees ahead of time. But in hindsight, his concern makes a lot more sense. As the night approached, Ernest started the event, and it went just as well as he could have hoped, with everyone dancing and having a good time.
Okay, so he's having a fun
until
party.
2:30 a.m. when the group decided to play the hide-and-seek game they discussed earlier. Ernest took charge as the first seeker and began a countdown at the Airbnb's backyard.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He's live streaming.
However, as soon as he began searching for his friends, he stumbled upon something completely unexpected.
1, 2, 3. Who the is that, G?
I don't know. Your face.
Get your on the other side of this gate. Who the This can't be one of my friends.
He saw someone trying to jump the fence and break into the property.
What?
Now, the correct response would have been to go back inside to safety and call the cops on this intruder.
Right.
However, Ernest
Or
was already
punch
a bit
him.
under the influence at the time and made the biggest mistake of his life. He decided to confront the man on his own, and that's when things took a turn. The intruder was armed, and after some back and forth, tragically shot Ernest before fleeing the scene, all of which could be heard on the live stream.
No way.
Hey,
The police arrived at the property at 2:45 a.m. where they found Ernest lying in a pool of his own blood. According to the few statements that were released to the public, this appeared to be a case of a robbery gone wrong. However, some believe there was more to the story. This is because during Ernest's struggle with the intruder, a girl can be heard laughing in the background. As
Why
the
was
story
she
goes,
laughing?
this girl was an accomplice of the intruder who planned to either rob the place or eliminate Ernest for some reason, with one person on YouTube writing, "That girl tried to let someone in the front door, or she knew who tried coming through the door. Once discovering it was locked, she told them to hop the fence as clear as day. I would start with her boyfriend."
Damn, so a girl was in on
Unfortunately,
it.
from what I can find, the police never caught the suspect, and Ernest's case remains open to this day.
No
So,
way, bro. That's a nice ass picture. I ain't gonna lie. Makes him look like a nice ass guy. I don't really know the dude, but damn, that's sad, bro. He was just throwing a party. Somebody hops the fence.
Especially 5 years later.
5 years ago, and they haven't found the. It's annoying.
On September 7th, 2024, a 32-year-old man by the name of Joseph
Is that
Couch
Stewie
opened
Griffin?
fire on vehicles traveling down I-75 near the city of London, Kentucky.
What?
He managed to hit 12 cars, injuring 5 people. Fortunately, there were no fatalities. As authorities rushed to his location, Joseph managed to escape into the
He
wooded
was
area
shooting at
alongside the
people's
highway.
cars?
This left the investigators with no choice but
What
to
the
search the
hell's
Daniel
wrong
Boone
with him?
National Forest, hoping to find the mass shooter. In the meantime, they also began looking into Joseph's past and made some chilling discoveries. He served in the Army Reserve from 2013 to 2019
The hell
before
are they
receiving an
doing?
honorable discharge due to him developing PTSD.
You gotta do that in the army? They're talking about how he's in the army. I don't know what's in my ear. I think I got a bug in my ear or something. You gotta stand and stare at lockers in the army? Bro, I'm never going to the army.
More importantly, this wasn't his first entanglement with law enforcement. Back in 2015, he was arrested for throwing a rock at a dog and then pointing an AR-15 at its owner. Joseph had to pay $1,000.
Who the hell throws a rock at a
The
dog?
case was later dismissed a few months later.
This guy's
However, the
weird,
same
bro.
year, he was arrested again. This time for supplying a minor with alcohol and vandalizing private property with spray paint. This resulted in him having to spend 6 months in jail, alongside
Can this dude get put
200
down?
hours of community service and a
They need to put this guy
$1,500
down.
fine. All of this highlighted just how mentally unstable he was. Something that became even more apparent when investigators factored in the messages he sent to his ex before the shooting. These read, "I'm going to kill a lot of people. Well, at least try. I'll kill myself afterwards." His past record and these texts also made it clear that Joseph wouldn't go down without a fight if they managed to find him. Unfortunately, the search for him wasn't progressing as smoothly as they'd hoped.
The search for the suspected highway gunman, Joseph Couch, intensifies as law enforcement has expanded its search efforts. State police say they are extending their search deeper
This guy,
into
like,
Daniel
bro,
Boone
I don't mean to be
National
rude, but like, this looks like the type of guy that would do something like that. Like, he just looks like I feel like all these people who commit these crazy crimes, they all look the same, bro. They just look like they don't got anything going in their
As
lives.
the manhunt for Couch enters
Like,
day
he
7.
probably doesn't even wear underwear.
Local agencies were forced to close a section of I-75 and shut down schools, fearing Joseph might strike again. Eventually, they did manage to find his SUV, which also had numerous cases of ammo for the AR-15 style rifle he used for the shooting.
Look at the rim,
However,
though.
this didn't
Bro, you
provide
know, motherfucker, people with this rim, bro. When you see somebody without a rim, you better watch out because they might run into you or they might be selling
any clues about his current
stuff.
whereabouts.
That's all I'm
In a
gonna say.
desperate measure, the authorities put a $35,000 reward for finding Joseph to enlist the help of
35K?
locals.
That's a lot of money.
And that's where the McCoy couple entered the picture.
Huh?
Fred McCoy and his wife Sheila operate a museum dedicated to the historic feud between the Hatfield and McCoy families in Kentucky. They also run a small YouTube channel dedicated to this museum called Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures, where they
This is where
discuss
the
the
YouTube
various
comes in.
aspects of that feud in greater detail. After hearing about the massive reward, the couple decided to give it a go. They had lived in the area their entire lives and knew the wilderness well.
$35,000. That's a sweet little piece of money.
That's a lot of money.
We're going looking for him. We're hoping
No.
he finds us.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. So these two, this guy and his wife have a YouTube channel. They're gonna try to go find him so they can get the $35,000 reward. This guy's an armed murderer. He was shooting at people. He looks like Stewie Griffin. Why would you?
This Couch guy, Joseph Couch.
They also decided to live stream their adventure through the Kentucky forest on
It's a
YouTube,
badass idea.
likely
It's
to
a
have an
bad
instant
idea.
record of whatever they find.
It's a bad
they
idea.
truly believed they could find him, and luck was on their side. Because during one of their live-streamed expeditions, Fred noticed a whole bunch of vultures hovering over the same area, possibly indicating a rotting corpse nearby. The two decided to head towards the vultures, and just 30 minutes later, the McCoys found what they were looking for.
You found him? Oh, my Lanta. I'm coming.
Oh shit.
Oh, my Lanta. You found him? Oh, my Lanta.
They immediately alerted the authorities, who used DNA testing to confirm the body was indeed Joseph Couch. A later autopsy report also confirmed that he went through with the plan he talked about in his message. After 13 days of searching, the I-75 shooter mystery finally came to a close.
Did they get the
ending
money?
manhunt and easing the fear of Joseph still being out there.
Did those people get 35,000? You ain't gonna tell me? I hope they got the 35,000. That's
On
badass.
October 28, 2019, a 47-year-old Japanese man named Tetsu Shiohara live-streamed himself climbing Mount Fuji.
What the hell does he got hanging up? Are those socks? What type of room do you got going on? Your TV's about to fall over. Your socks are hanging. Okay, I'm not going to judge this guy. You know, maybe he got lost or something. I need to be nice.
And what was supposed to be nothing more than a fun stream quickly turned into an avoidable tragedy.
Oh.
You see, Tetsu had been climbing Mount Fuji since 2017 and had already
Climbing
reached
a
the
mountain's
summit many
crazy.
times. However, all of those previous expeditions were during the climbing season, which stretches from July to mid-September.
Yeah, you don't want to climb when it's snowing, right? You wouldn't want to climb a snowy mountain. That's dangerous.
And
right.
while it's not an easy task, it's far safer during these months with maintained trails, milder weather, and
More
resting
people?
huts along the way that also sell essential supplies like food and oxygen cans.
Right.
So when Tetsu decided to climb the mountain in late October, it was already covered in thick, slippery snow. And the conditions were far harsher than he could have imagined, with winds reaching up to 60 miles per hour.
Why is he doing
All
this?
of the resting spots on the mountain were
60
also
mile per
closed
hour
for the
wind?
off-season.
Yeah, they
But-
close all the shops. Dude, whenever you hike up a mountain, every half of a mile or something, there's a shop that you can buy food and water if you get hungry. The hell was that sound, bro? I just heard something crazy. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but I'm watching this scary ass video, and I'm not trying to. It's midnight right now as I'm recording this, so it's a bad idea to watch this scary ass video. But they sell stuff at these shops, and he started hiking when they don't have the shops open.
Despite this being his first off-season climb, the unfavorable conditions did not deter.
I swear to God, if somebody comes in my room, they're getting punched on camera.
He was determined to reach the summit and make it back in a single day. Unfortunately, the stream didn't get off to a good start, as he forgot to bring essentials like thicker socks to keep his feet warm and crampons to prevent his shoes from slipping.
Crampon? What is that? I'm not even. You forgot your socks, bro? You had like hella socks hanging up earlier. How do you forget them big ass white socks?
On how he didn't bring any food with him to avoid making his backpack too heavy.
You didn't bring food?
But as the climb continued, not having food became the least of his worries, as he quickly realized the snow that day was deeper than he could have imagined. On his way to the top, he passed several points where the trail had collapsed due to bad weather. About 2 hours into the hike, his viewers started to notice how dangerous things were getting as well, and began urging him to turn back before reaching the summit.
Turn around, bro. There was literally a hole in the ground. But I think we can make it. What?
However, he ignored all the warning signs and pressed on with the hike. And by sheer willpower, actually managed to get close to the summit.
Really?
Sadly, this is where his luck ran out. While treading through a particularly steep section of the trail, Tetsu slipped and fell down the mountainside.
It's quite difficult because of snow. Bit of construction. This is dangerous.
Seconds after slipping, his phone hit a rock and turned off, ending the live stream. His viewers immediately alerted the authorities. However, due to the harsh conditions, it took rescue workers 2 days to locate Tetsu's body. They found it severely dismembered, 2,300 feet below the point where he'd slipped.
They found him 2,300 feet from where he slipped, so he fell all the...
Now, for most people, this was an open and shut case of an inexperienced and underprepared person misjudging the dangers of Mount Fuji. But I came across some interesting theories regarding the situation. For example, one person stated, "I don't think he wanted to go exactly how/where he did on the mountain, but if you ever saw the live stream, you'd know that he definitely was planning on doing it, probably at the top." The chat was begging him to turn back, and he made constant, likely deliberate references to not being fully equipped. Additionally, he had a very ample and generous amount of time to turn around if it had purely been a mistake, with the last few people he met warning him to not go any further. In other words, Tetsu intended to end everything that day. The missing equipment was a deliberate decision, not an oversight. Although there's no evidence to prove this theory, and we'll never know for sure if this was actually his intention.
Yo, that's insane, bro. 4 people who are live streaming that had bad things happen to them. That's insane. If y'all want to help me get to 100,000 subscribers, make sure y'all unsubscribe from my channel. Watch another video. Peace out. This is crazy. What's up, dummies? We got another scary compilation to watch. This one shows a little girl in like a little walker walking into a dark room. Do not watch this video alone. These are going to be some scary clips. Get ready. All right, here's the first clip.
On July 28th of 2024, a certain video was shared among many residents of a town where something quite peculiar had taken place. It happened right outside someone's house at around 7 p.m. Those who live here had thankfully caught the event on camera via surveillance footage, but the video itself is just part of the reason why neighbors are concerned. Whatever happened here had sent someone to the hospital. It was immediately after knowing this that residents of this neighborhood became terrified. The following is what was captured.
All right, let's see. Okay, so there's a guy walking into a house. Is he like breaking into that house or something? Was he not supposed to be in there? Something creepy's about to happen, I know. What? Yeah! What just happened? Something flew towards the... Did y'all see that? What the... People are coming over to help him. We got dogs barking and stuff. People don't know what happened.
It was immediately after being knocked out by something that two people, presumably friends or relatives, come over to assist the man. Accompanying them is a dog that for some reason heads over to the spot where the object had seemingly flown from.
Okay.
It isn't clear why the dog had gone there first, but viewers think that maybe it was seeing something no one else could.
Wow, dude.
Although quite strange.
That is really weird. The thing that hit the guy came from this area, and the dog immediately ran over to this area. Why did that dog go over there? I mean, I have cats, and normally, like, when I'm laying down in bed with my cats, sometimes I see them looking around in the air, and I'm like, what are you looking at? I think cats and dogs and animals in general can see things that humans actually can't see. So this is very weird.
What occurred before that's most baffling. What looks like a flying object appears to strike the man from inside the house.
Wow.
Now, it's worth noting that he's okay, but he did need a couple of stitches afterwards.
He had to get some
But strangely,
stitches.
he doesn't recall what happened. This whole incident is a blur to him as the impact was intense.
He doesn't remember it.
Not much else is known about this occurrence, except that it took place in Colombia. But like most videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions.
Bro, that is so weird. Why would the dog run over there like as if he knew something? Yeah, there's something paranormal going on right there, dude. That's weird. All right, this is the next clip right here. Number 8. We got 8 more to look at.
It's nighttime in the following footage when a baby monitor inside a child's crib captures something that its parents have been worried about. It was all caught on the night of October 23rd of 2023. Suffice to say, their concerns have intensified after seeing what was captured. Even worse is that after this incident, their oldest child, who's only a year older, did this. Now, before showing the clip, it's worth noting that they were being babysat by a relative who recorded the whole incident.
Okay.
Take a look.
Okay, this is what we saw in the thumbnail. Okay, we got a cute little baby going into a dark room.
Cheyenne.
What? What is the baby looking at?
Cheyenne.
What is the baby looking at? The baby's like trying to grab something. And
now,
starts
what's concerning
crying.
about this is that the parents have seen this behavior before in the house they used to live in.
What?
The house in question is where this footage took place, and it's what happens in it that made them move out. Living in their old home, their children used to stare at things that didn't appear to be there.
What?
Sometimes they would start crying after staring at nothing. Something was upsetting them, but the parents weren't sure what exactly that was until they saw this. After watching countless recordings from the baby monitor inside their youngest child's crib, one video caught their attention. The following is that video.
Oh God.
Watch.
Okay, so the baby's sleeping. It's literally like not like 4 a.m. right now. Apparently there's something. Hell no. No, bro. No. Don't tell me the baby wakes up. If the baby wakes up, there's definitely something up here. Did you see that shadow? Oh God. Shadow's over there now. Looking over the baby. Yo.
It's for this reason, among others, that the family has moved out of this house.
So this is the same family. This baby right here, this is a video from a long time ago. They moved out of this house because of this video. They saw their baby getting tracked by a spirit. So then they moved out, and then the video of the girl looking in the dark room, that was their other daughter that happened in their new house. What is following you guys, dude?
Believe that what was captured had been the spirit or entity that's been upsetting their children.
Gotta be.
Replaying the footage, one can tell that this black, shadowy mass is anything but a person.
Yeah, it's
the way it glides
definitely
past
not.
the crib, and the fact that it flies towards the ceiling suggests that this was something else.
Yeah, it was moving so smooth too. Like a human would be like bouncing and stuff like that. That thing moves so smooth.
Whatever this might have been, the parents hope that it hasn't made its way into their new home. If so, then they don't know what else to do.
Yeah, that
For
was...
now, the family continues to share videos of paranormal happenings from their past home in the hopes that someone could explain what's happening and see if anything must be done to keep them safe.
I have no idea what's going on in that family, bro. You guys got some bad energy. All right, number 7. We got 7 more clips. Do not be your pants. I'm
In the
close.
following video, a teenage boy and his family are taking a tour of a new house they had just moved into.
Okay. They're doing a tour of a new house. That's happy. That's fun.
The family in this footage hasn't had the chance to check out their new home until now. So naturally, out of excitement, they bring a camera to record this moment. But unbeknownst to them, this special occasion would suddenly turn creepy.
Oh,
it would be at this house they recently called home where something very strange happens.
Oh God.
The following is their footage. Take a look.
Oh God. All right, let's see. So They're going up the steps. They're all happy. New house. New vibes.
Let's take this off.
This is gonna be creepy, bro. Oh god.
I don't know. I can't take this off. Felipe, I can't take it off.
Does this guy not know how to record? Okay, we can see something. We can see him going up the steps.
Oh, he's up the cat.
Okay. Where's the creepy part?
Where is it?
Oh god.
We could throw a movie in this house, man.
I know.
Oh, there's an attic. No! Why are you going in the attic? No, 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 no. That's your first mistake.
Acting now. You wanna go in there? Let's scream.
That's the attic?
Well, you wanna go in there?
I want to see what's...
Out of nowhere, the sound of a screaming child is heard from somewhere inside the house.
What?
Realizing that no one else was home except an older relative, they bolt out as fast as possible.
Wait, it was the guy and his 2 kids all looking at the attic, and then they heard a kid scream downstairs. He only has 2 kids. What?
What just happened was not normal. Either a child from outside the house had screamed, or, as viewers believe, something else was captured.
It's just weird that it happened right when they were looking at the attic. There must have been like a spirit that lived in the attic.
Listening closely, the scream seems to have come from inside the house, but strangely, there hadn't been another child inside. If no other kid was present, then who was heard on camera?
Who did that?
With no further updates or videos from this family, it remains unknown as to who or even what had spooked them.
They haven't made any updates. They haven't said anything since. They moved into the house with the spirit and got... Bro, that's why you haven't heard from them, bro. They're cooked. All right, this is the next one. Number 6. Come on, come on, come on. Try not to get scared. I'm
on
not
the
gonna
rocky
get scared.
cliffs of an ocean side, a very peculiar video was taken.
Okay.
The video itself starts off by showing a scenic view of the ocean, but apparently, it wouldn't just be the ocean that astounds the person recording, but rather something else. They hadn't noticed what was captured until much later, and they were left even wondering else.
Did that thing just say,
they hadn't noticed.
Life sucks? That's such a bad mindset. Life is so good. I love life. I love life. Whoever
What
put
was
that is
captured
dumb. All right,
until
let's
much
see.
later, and they were left even more spooked after learning that this place has had many people pass away, specifically from jumping off.
What?
Nicole, the person who took this, explains what she captured. Take a look.
Let's see.
Rewatching this video I took of the ocean, and I just now realized I captured a voice. Clearly, it's not my voice.
Look at it, mate. It's the ocean.
A voice clear as day is heard on camera. No one else had been around, which rules out the possibility of this being said by someone close.
There was nobody with her. She was just by herself, and then somebody was talking, but she didn't hear them talking in the moment. She only heard it when she looked back at the video.
Even weirder is that the voice sounds staticky, giving it a robotic quality.
Look at it, mate. It's the ocean.
It does sound like, look at it, mate. Look at it. It sounds like an alien.
From Australian to that of a pirate's voice, viewers believe that this may have been the spirit of someone who unfortunately passed away on this spot. Just like Nicole, they too might have been enjoying the view.
That's also something very weird to say. Look at it, mate. It's the ocean. Yeah, of course it's the ocean. Like, that's something a 2-year-old kid would say. Oh, it's the ocean. Yeah, like, so that had to have been.
But whether ghost or not, the voice alone is quite strange and continues to baffle Nicole to this day.
Look at it, mate. It's the ocean. All right, next one, number 5. We're now on to the top 5 scariest videos on the internet.
Now, the following video comes from Isabel Riley, who no doubt believes that she may have evidence of something that can't be explained. The video she's made shows this evidence, which was captured by her boss, who later shared it with her. According to her boss, he was at a restaurant in New Orleans known as Antoine's. Now, at this restaurant, there's a huge wine cellar with hundreds, if not thousands of wine bottles worth millions. So, out of curiosity, he checks it out. But if only he knew what was down there, he wouldn't have gone. While being in the cellar, he snaps a couple of photos, some of which show the owner of the restaurant who is giving him a tour. In one photo, we see the restaurant owner on his laptop, who apparently was placing bids for more wines during an online auction. The boss takes a few more photos and then leaves the restaurant before calling it a day. The next morning, he's on his phone looking at his camera roll when he notices something odd in one of the pictures that he took. Isabel presents those images. Take a look.
So this is the first picture that he showed me from the wine cellar. You
Okay.
can see this guy who is on his laptop at auction doing
When I
whatever.
first saw this, I thought this was a person peeking, but no, it's just like a hung up jacket. I got so scared. So this is the owner of the wine shop right here on his computer. Nothing weird.
And here is the next picture that he took.
What?
So we all see that. That is a full body apparition.
What?
Looks like a woman in this like black Victorian dress. And when I was showed this, I genuinely had full body chills.
What is that?
This is insane.
How did he not
I've never
notice?
seen anything like this. And I need to not be alone in seeing this because holy.
Unlike anything Isabel
Holy
has ever
crap.
seen, a seemingly
gonna
full-bodied apparition appears clear as day in the pic. A cursed image
looks
is
like
what some
Betty
believe this might
Crocker,
be.
bro.
Others, however, have no idea what was captured.
looks like
If only 2 people had been in the cellar, then who was the third person?
Yeah, who
And
is
why do they
that
appear to be
old
dressed in clothes that seem to have come from the 1800s?
That does look like
They or it were nowhere in sight when the photo was taken.
Maybe she was
It's for this reason
buried
that
down
Isabel's
there.
boss is certain that something ghostly was caught.
Like maybe
Whether
back
a
in the
ghost
day
or
she
something
was
else,
buried
viewers
down
can't help
there.
but feel immensely uneasy when looking at this pic.
And then they
They
built.
don't know why, but something about it disturbs them.
Yeah, that's
While
creepy.
Isabel has yet to figure out what was captured, viewers are certain that this was paranormal.
Dude.
But as always, let me know your thoughts on this
Bro,
one.
what if she was buried down there a long time ago, and then they built a wine cellar underground because that's what they do, but they didn't know that there was like a graveyard right next to. Oh my God, dude. All right, number
Thursday
4.
night, somewhere in Florida, 2 friends decide to record themselves at a slumber party when
Slumber
something pretty
party?
creepy is captured.
I'm trying to join.
Both friends hadn't noticed
Get it.
anything peculiar in the video until one of their moms had seen the footage.
This is my daughter and her friend. Please watch closely between them. No one else was up in my home.
Heather, the mother in question, is baffled by this footage,
Okay, so
given
this
that
is
it took
their
place
mom.
inside her home, where other strange things have happened before. Occasionally, she would catch her dog looking at something that doesn't appear to be there.
Once again,
and
there's
other times,
dogs
she would
looking
see
at
her
stuff.
cat staring at a space that's completely empty. Now, although she thinks there might be an explanation for both common occurrences, she can't say the same for the following incident.
All right, let's see this
footage
video.
is unlike anything she's ever seen. It's late at night when this is captured.
This is my daughter and her friend. Please watch closely between them. No one else was up in my home. Look between them right now.
What is that? What is that? What is that, bro?
What was meant to be a fun little video has turned into a scene out of a horror movie. Without realizing
What
it,
is
both
that?
friends have caught something moving in the background.
It looks like a.
It appears briefly for just a split
Like a
second
spirit.
before exiting from view.
Oh,
Whether a person
dude, he reversed the video. I thought the spirit started going back and forth. No, he just reversed it.
or something else. No one had noticed it until the video was sent to Isabel's mother.
What?
It was shortly thereafter that both girls became aware of this mysterious figure.
Dude.
While it isn't certain as to what was captured, they can't
It
help but
looks like
think
a ghost is on a roller coaster. It's like going up. Like it's not going straight. It was like going up. It's like the ghost is like going to heaven or something.
that something otherworldly was present
Dude,
during
they
that
were
night.
at a slumber party. They were at a sleepover, bro. I would go home ASAP. All right, this next one apparently is really, really, really juicy. I read the comments before I clicked on this video, and they said number 3 is really, really scary. So
Now, this next video was recorded by a security guard who was on duty during the night of October 30th of 2012.
Okay.
The quality of the video may not be the greatest, but it's
Okay.
what happens in it that definitely makes up for it. The guard who took this was disturbed, to say the least. Although where they work is well known for strange happenings, the parking structure of a Costa Rican mall is the last place they would think of as being haunted. But this isn't surprising, as many
Haunted
visitors of this mall
garage?
have caught footage of something strange in the parking lot. It's really the reason why most people don't like parking here at night. Even to this day, security guards are hesitant to patrol the parking lot at night, as stories and videos like this have left them pretty spooked.
Parking
The year
garage
is 2012, and on this night, a security guard sees that one of the cameras inside the parking lot is sensing motion.
Motion
The
detected.
space is entirely empty, so there shouldn't be any movement going
Now
on.
that is weird.
Not sure what's happening, the guard calls someone to check the space.
No way.
But as they check, this happens.
No way. Somebody actually went. All right, let's see. This blurry old video. He was recording on a mechanical pencil. Somebody's walking to go look. Oh my God. He said, look behind you, and he looks behind him.
Dude. I think there was something. Did you see something?
Correcto, correcto.
I saw something weird. Oh my God, you better come back here.
Véngate mejor.
What? Dude. What the hell was that? Don't tell me there's more. No.
As seen on video, the parking structures devoid of any visitors during this time becomes apparent as to what was being picked up by the camera. A dark shadow-like figure that appears out of nowhere. In a stealthy manner, the shadow inches closer and closer to the unsuspecting guard before suddenly vanishing in an instant. Although taken in
it went away right before he turned around. That is
visitors
creepy,
continue to report strange occurrences within this parking lot, and no doubt believe that the San Pedro Mall in Costa Rica is haunted.
This is a San Pedro Mall in Costa Rica. What the heck? Bro, I never heard about a mall being haunted. Even a mall's parking lot being haunted. That is creepy. And that guy didn't even know that he had a ghost right behind him. Imagine how he felt when he came back in and the guy showed him the video of the ghost behind him. Oh my God. All right, here's number 2. Let's do it. Oh God, this is gonna be creepy.
Now this next video comes from a woman named Kels, who in 2020 caught footage of something she can't explain to this day. The majority of her videos consist of her in front of a camera while doing tarot card readings. She's been doing this for quite some time now, but among all her videos, one in particular stands out from the rest. It was while doing a tarot card reading that Kels captured this.
I keep hearing stop. The music just stopped. Weird. Anyway, I keep hearing stop. And the fan just turned on. Okay, that's the message I'm getting. In order for you to go where you need to go, you need to stop where you are now and let spirit take over. With the Four of Wands card, I'm definitely seeing there's a union. There's somebody waiting for you on the other side in love. But you also have opportunities coming in.
What's she talking about?
Your spiritual journey about to take a whole new level, a whole new turn.
Okay, so she's talking about
because you've been patient for so long. If you look at
spiritual stuff.
If you look at the Eight of Pentacles,
To Kels, this occurrence doesn't faze her, considering that this has happened many times before.
Okay.
It was just then that she was able to get it on camera. Despite the music stopping on cue and the fan suddenly turning on only seconds later, Kels does not think this was merely a coincidence, but rather someone or something trying to communicate with her. Everything that went on during this moment, according to her, was a sign. But of course, like all videos, you be the judge.
Dude, she
was
wasn't
something supernatural at
Bro,
work here.
she didn't even care. I thought she was gonna get like punched by the ghost. She didn't even care, but she's been living with them ghosts. She don't give a damn. All right, number 1, the scariest video on the internet
right now. In this last video, a woman named Rosanna is lying in bed when the most disturbing thing is caught on camera. Now, although she was terrified to the point of being...
What is that?
Paralyzed
What is that? Is that the face?
by fear, she tries her best to
Why is that creepy
film
as hell?
this incident, and for good
I'm about to
reason.
start crying.
Getting this on camera would be the best evidence she's had so far in trying to prove that something isn't right with her apartment. Her place is not what it seems, and it's for this reason that her children can't live with her. Things at home have gotten so bad that she fears for their safety, including her cats. In one video, Rosanna's cat does this.
Oh no. There's something wrong with your house, bro. If your cat is growling at nothing, there's something wrong with your house. I mentioned how my cats like look around and stuff. My cats just might have autism or something. They might just be dumb. But dude, your cat growling? No.
Hey! Hey!
Dude, the cat is fighting
Rosanna's
nothing.
choice to keep her family away from this place is mainly due to this and many other occurrences.
Dude, move out.
But as of recent, something's happened that's
What is that? What is that? That's so creepy.
Convinced her to keep not just the family away, but also herself. It's late at night when this is captured.
What is that? Dude, what is that? Why is that bag swinging? She's breathing so hard. No. Nope, that's a ghost. That's a ghost. And I don't know what that is. It might be a book or something, but it looks like a face. I don't know what that said. That's Spanish. Dude, that's a gun. Wow. Wow, dude. That's actually a ghost. Books falling off the shelf is What was that? Did something just explode in her? Dude, the ghost is making a fire or something. The ghost is a caveman. Is her cat cooking food?